Hey, listen, I just want to call out one person.
And I hate myself a lot.
But stuff. You're getting punched in the dick.
There needs to be more Street Shark references.
I say who?
That's funny as hell.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Underqualified, the Overcompensated podcast. I am your host, always just trying to be the bottom rung of the ladder of life. Those are my goals. Low ceiling, high expectations, low probability. I'm here for you. My name is Rhodes. Always to my left, your right, the ever constant support pillar being of life, building you to reach your low tier rung goals of expectations.
The lowest rung.
The lowest rung, but he'll lift you there.
Look like you're in the middle of the ladder. Be comfortably at the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm Rico.
Yeah. When you need a man to lift you in an obstacle course, Rico is there just so you can get your foot on the bottom rung. Just right there.
Not today. I'm going to emotionally lift you up right now.
No, you are the Josh Groban of my existence. I will stand upon your shoulders, my friends.
More like Josh Groper. What?
No. I don't get the reference, but I'm assuming it's bad.
I joke, I kid. Always get consent, kids. Always get consent.
Yes.
May I grope you?
Hey, do you mind if I grab you all over? Is that cool?
Have you had any alcohol or cough medicine today? Okay, you can consent.
Mouthwash?
Did you ingest any of that mouthwash?
No, I don't feel like that's an important distinction. Irrelevant. So today, ladies and gentlemen, the title of our show it's episode 42, which is good. We're getting there. We're closing up on almost 10 episodes away from like a solid year of recording.
Yeah.
Even though in September it'll be 2 years for us.
We
had to take some hiatuses, of course, within the first year, but we've stayed pretty solid since our first year mark.
Thanks, Saber Strike.
Yep. Saber Strike, Georgia, me PCSing, you PCSing.
Mm-hmm.
And as we found from some of the episodes, people may remember me just doing it myself. I don't like it.
It's hard.
So, yeah, it is hard. So,
I always want to come on and do like a reaction piece to something that happens like immediately, and it's like, hey, this is how I feel about something, and now to myself for more follow up. Self.
I give it. Oh, Mercedes, welcome
What's
to the show.
Up?
I give kudos to the guys that do their own. Thanks, Andy. Love you, I give kudos to the guys that do their own episodes by themselves, and they do it well. The YouTubers and the TikTokers. I said it last night when we were filming Underqualified and Overproofed that I give huge kudos to the TikTokers.
Not so shameless plug.
Yeah, shameless plug. They take 30 minutes of shit, especially the cooking guys, and they put it in 60 seconds. Cut it. They're great at cutting, great at editing. They're entertaining. I'm still trying to figure all that shit out by myself.
But speaking of cooking, the Overcooked is coming too, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's going on, Mercedes. We're branching out even further. We do a topic show. We do an alcohol show.
Do you have the intro ready?
The intro ready for? Yeah, I can do that.
Can we do the intro, ladies and gentlemen? The intro that Rico did it. I love it. I think it's great. The intro to Overproofed is great. Overcooked is really good. I like all of our intros. Oh, now you're just changing colors.
I had to go to the because I have everything in separate brands. I love that intro.
I really do.
It's coming soon.
It's great. I thoroughly enjoy it. Our first episode for myself is chicken noodle soup. It's cold as balls in Texas right now, Central Texas at least. And I know immediately people from northern cold states are like, oh, that's not cold. Bitch, I'm from Idaho. I know what cold is. It is 23 degrees, and it has been that way. Like sometimes it'll dip down like that at nighttime, or like a day it'll be like in the 30s. It has been 26, 23, never going above like 32 for the past 4 days here. And it is sheer ice outside. Like it did not snow. It rained ice the other day, and it has stuck around for 2 days. Very uncharacteristic for Texas. It snowed earlier in the year. A good, decent amount of snow, a couple inches, which was super surprising for this area. And then now it's just ice, and it's supposed to snow on Monday. Like Texas is having a weird fucking life crisis right now.
I was very shocked when my wife sent me a message when I was away, and it was snow in the backyard. This is
did it snow in Bliss too?
Yeah, I'm like, this is El Paso. It's not supposed to freeze. It's not supposed to snow here.
South. This is northern Mexico.
We've been there, Mercedes. We're glitchy sometimes, but you know, when we are glitchy, this is what happens now.
I love it so much. I love it so much. Oh, but the first episode,
we'll do almost anything glitch for money. By the way,
yeah. I mean, I can't physically make you anything. I'm not like good with these.
Definitely.
Yeah, but the first episode, because it was so cold, chicken noodle soup. I love my Rhodes House chicken noodle soup. It's a recipe that I culminated myself through years of just messing with it and throwing in little different things, playing with it. Do a saute, do a caramelized onions, different stuff like that. And I think I made a bomb chicken noodle soup recipe. So I'll be showing you guys how to do that. It'll definitely be something to, if you're not a great cook, make it. Your family will fucking love it. And then if you want to make something that pisses off your mother-in-law more than anything, if she's a cook, make this. It will upset her on how good it is. My general life goal when I cook food is not to have the person enjoy it. My goal is to have that person say either this is better than my wife's, my mother's, or my grandmother's cooking. Those are my goals. If I can get you to say those things, I have accomplished my fucking life values right there.
To answer Andy's questions, yes, there will be things that kids do eat. Kids will be a part of the show. A lot of these, the Overcooked will be pre-recorded unless we're just talking food for some reason, talking headpiece. And yeah, I know my segments will be with what you call it, my kids more than likely running in the background. I'm sure same thing will happen with Rhodes.
Yeah, so with mine, I'm doing a lot more. I'm going to try to do a lot more editing. If it ends up being too much, then I'll just kind of do minimal editing. But I'm doing a voiceover for it, so you won't hear the kids and stuff. But my recipes, Rico's going for what you find in the fridge, and cook it right. Like simplistics, like it's
I got a bunch of leftovers. Let me see what I can make.
Yeah, like you already went shopping 2 weeks ago. Now you got the leftover shit. You're like, oh, what do I do with this leftover bag of carrots, some corn, and like
there's nothing in the fridge. There's always something in the fridge.
There's always something in the fridge.
Unless it's truly empty. Sorry.
I've had those moments where like my wife's like, there's nothing to eat. I'm like, oh, I can figure this out. Have you ever had spam chow mein? We're about to have spam chow mein.
Kenny, the overproof went good last night. Rhodes was not a fan of the, even though you could see it in this background, the Balcones, the Texas pot still bourbon that we reviewed on overproof last night. We also learned that he is not a fan of old fashions. I recommended the whiskey sour to him, so maybe he'll.
I'm not a fan of my old fashions. As I said, I think I need to go to a bar and have an actual old fashion from a professional bartender. And then I can be like, okay, so it is supposed to taste like bourbon, purely. because that's all I got when I tasted it. I was like, this is just whiskey. Like I got none of the additives that I added into it. I mean, it's 8 parts whiskey per 2 parts everything else in it. So of course it's going to.
It's very whiskey forward.
So yes, and I even tried, like, I put a little bit more water, I put a little bit more cherry juice, like, it just didn't work. So I'm going to try the whiskey sours. I was going to try them today during the show, but I got caught up. So I'm going to try them.
Can't go wrong with whiskey sour. You can't go wrong.
Apparently, that's what I'm told, so we're gonna go with that. You know, we have a lot of good projects coming. The Overproofed, it's already out. Oh. It's doing solid. Once we figure out the Overcooked and Rigo starts adding to the platform, we'll be good.
Yep.
One thing that you guys can help us figure out, though, that we're trying to ask ourselves is, should we keep all of these off-branch shoots underneath obviously it's going to be underneath the UNO namesake with the little tweaks, Overcooked, Overproofed. Should we keep them on the same page, though, or should we create their own pages? The Overcooked, that's not going to turn into a podcast episode, so that's not going up on Spotify. That's just going to be YouTube and Facebook. But Overproofed, we're going to work on making that its own Spotify podcast page. But on the Facebook and YouTube, do you think we should keep it on the same thing, just like different playlists, pretty much?
Yeah. I still think I think we keep it all under one umbrella, and then see where it goes, because I think it's a big ask right now to be like, hey, friends of the show, friends and family of the show, follow these other 3 pages. All 5 million. What are you talking about? We get a lot of.
Did I miss all of the zeros behind that? I must have my cursor in front of it.
It's a big cursor.
It's the only thing big about me. I have a big cursor.
Speaking of big things, what are we talking about this week?
So this week, there was a good amount that happened in the news this week, right? So obviously we're still going through with the impeachment of President Trump. We're not really going to get into that.
Oh yeah, Kenny, keep it simple.
Right? I like it, Kenny. We're not going to really get into the impeachment. That's a dead horse, and it's too simple to discuss because we all know what happened. We all know what they're trying to do with the impeachment. So once they come with
it's pretty sad, but I don't even care about the impeachment. Like, I was like, hey, smart system, turn something on the TV, and it was the impeachment. And I was like, okay, turn off.
Well, I mean, the way that I see it is like,
it's my side part.
My one little additive of the impeachment is, even if it fails, right, and they don't pass it, the man's not getting reelected in 2024. I do not. No, even with his endless amount of followers, like, he's not getting reelected. It's not going to happen. So I'm not concerned about the future office thing.
He would have to run independent, and we all know what happens when someone runs independent, unfortunately.
Right? Like, he might get the most votes an independent would ever get because of his viewer base, but he wouldn't win again. So we're not going to talk about the impeachment.
2 horrible old men and one shining beacon of a light that was Dr. Joe Jorgensen. And nobody gave a shit.
Oh, yeah. My wife was commenting today, like, I was watching the impeachment this morning, and she brought something up to me, and she's like, I think it had to do, the oil prices, why gas has gone up.
Yeah, I wonder why. Joe.
Yeah. And she's like, why couldn't they just elected Joe Jorgensen? I was like, right?
And Joe could have been like, hey, over there, you do your own thing. Because that's what I'm about. Do your own thing.
Yeah, she would have been like, what pipeline? Are people happy? Are their jobs? Is it destroying the world? No, it's fine. Fuck the pipeline.
Ridiculous. 40 plus executive orders, the most of the past, like 5 sitting presidents. Still no stimulus. Where that at?
I keep rechecking. The news tells me every day, like, something that's going to happen with your fucking stimulus check, but then it doesn't give me an end date. It just tells me, like, what they're trying to do, which is the same shit, the $1,400. And then I even saw a $3,000 one that they were thinking about.
Per child or something like that.
Yeah. So it's like $1,400 per dependent, or it's $1,400 for, like, the adults, and then $3,000 per child.
So what Joe is showing us is that it's Joey B, old Joey B.
Yeah.
Old
JB.
gray balls.
Old man winner.
is he can make us energy dependent again. He can slice jobs. He can kill female sports. He can, do a lot of things that are questionable, but not, what a lot of people would need right now. That stimulus. I'm fortunate. Rhodes is fortunate. We both work. We haven't had an interruption. We haven't lost our jobs. But there's a lot of people out there that are in a very serious situation, and it's just super quiet. Crickets.
Oh, yeah. Well, so like Fox News is hitting hard on the pipeline.
Executive orders as a whole and on the whole are awful.
Yep, they're terrible. Fox News has been hitting hard on the pipeline holistically. They haven't let up on that. CNN real quiet about it.
Of course.
Yeah, not talking about it at all. And the way I see it is, here we'll just jump right into it, right? So
go for it.
We have a few things to talk about today. We're going to talk about cancel culture and stuff like that, which is something that's kind of fucking irking me, especially with this Gina Carano thing, because some of the cancel culture, like sometimes people say some shit and I'm like, okay, they shouldn't have said that. Should they have their entire life world fucking turned upside down because they said something a little ignorant? No. But like,
it depends. It depends on what they say.
Well, yeah, if the person comes up and says Hitler is my role model and I want to live his life in this time. Yeah,
exactly the way he did
that guy. Cancel that guy.
It is his or her right, or it's right to say that, though.
It is.
It is. We live in a country with free speech. So yes,
that's the thing, though. It's freedom of speech, but it's not freedom of
for what you say.
Yeah. It's not freedom of retaliation. It's just freedom of speech. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but if you get punched by someone for saying that, that's on you. Like, that's just how it is. So, the executive orders. I have 30 of them up in front of me. 30 of them since. So the very first one was the 20th of January, right? And the last one that I have up is the 10th of February. And that's 30 of them. Just go through with a few of these. So right off the bat, advancing racial equity and support for underserved communities through the federal government.
Okay. How's that work?
Okay. I don't know. I don't want to click on it.
No one knows. Keep going.
No. Ensuring a lawful and accurate enumeration and apportionment pursuant to the decennial census. What the fuck did I just read?
None of those words mean anything.
Nope, none of those were words. The fuck was that? You mean the oversteps of the executive branch encroaching on the province of the legislature?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a lawyer.
He is.
That's a factual opinion right there.
That is an educated opinion. This man went to law school at Boise State. I think, if I remember correctly.
Either way, it was the Harvard of the West.
That has been said. That has been said before.
It's been said now.
Yeah. By no one of actual worth, but it's been said. So organizing and mobilizing the United States government to provide a unified and effective response to combat COVID-19. This was a good one.
What's that mean?
So this was them enacting the military to do COVID shots and vaccines. They are getting ready here at Fort Hood for 250 people to be spread to 5 to 6 different sites across the United States to set up vaccinations. From California to Colorado, Florida, New York, all over in football and baseball stadiums. So they're going to be everywhere setting that up, and it's all active duty military. One of my platoon sergeants, he's actually in charge of this with the 200 first CAF soldiers that are here. So it's just all medics and ancillary staff heading out to fucking, Oakland to fucking give out shots.
Like I said, Andy, the Harvard of the West.
Oregon love it. It's Oregon. That's okay. It's fine. Honestly, I don't know how, Andy, you found pride in saying that statement, having the fact of, growing up where we grew up, we were big Boise State fans, and then going to Oregon It hurts. It hurts a little bit. That's fine.
So COVID response, that's a thing.
That was a good one. I like that one. Preventing and
doses are
combating
questionable.
discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation.
Mhm.
Was that the one with the female sports?
Probably. I don't know. He could tie into transgender soldiers in the military also. Which
So I think that was part of it. Like he took that apart. Transgender soldiers are now able to join the military, which no one in the military is actually going to be like, no.
No one gives a shit about it, but the fact is that you're going to have for just
as long as you're not
anybody,
making TRICARE pay for it. That's all I care about.
So here's the problem, really, and I will try to say this as respectfully and as intellectual as I can. If you're not in the military, you are MTO'd certain slots. So you are given certain amount of slots for the amount of soldiers you can have for a specific job in your unit. So in the situation right now in the Army, the way that it is, we've got people that can't deploy for various medical reasons. If we're taking in people that are actively going through a medical situation, regardless of how they identify or what they feel like legally, then you're adding more people to those slots that are not able to deploy for medical reasons. And that overall hurts unit effectiveness. So it's nothing against them. I have zero problem with transgender people or people in general. It's just the part that concerns me is the fact that we will have, on top of what we already have, people that can't deploy medically, we're adding other people that can't deploy medically.
But I don't see anything that someone transitioning over would be medically disqualified for. If you're going through hormone replacement, okay, that shouldn't be a problem to make you non-deployable. If you have a surgery done, obviously you go through convalescent leave and then you should be fine. Just like with anything. My big thing is that obviously, like, so my previous statement was that TRICARE wouldn't pay for it. Obviously, TRICARE would pay for it. We have insurance that it does what it is. Yeah, right?
Make TRICARE pay for that shit.
But I mean, like, people joining and then going through the full transition within the military, like, just to be, like, that shouldn't be the thing. Like, the whole military shouldn't have to pay for your transition overall, just for you to be in the military. I don't know. I'm trying to word it to a non-offensive way. I don't mean it offensively or like against transgendered people, and I have no qualms with their joining. I don't mind if you're gay or bi or non-binary. I don't give a shit.
No one in the military
fucking
cares.
Straight? No, can you shoot fucking straight? Can you do what I can do, if not more? Because I'm not the most physically prowessed person. I'm pretty across the board average when it comes to what I can do physically, and I can do my fucking job. So if you can do better than me, great. If you can do less than me, then we have an issue. So as long as you can shoot straight, you can move, you can save a fucking life if I need you to. That's all I care about.
That's exactly what's going to happen. People are going to join just for the conversion, and
but then that's the same thing of people joining.
That's the same thing people already do.
Yeah,
but
like, I did it. I joined for college. I mean, no, Mercedes, join for the benefits. Like,
definitely take advantage of what they give you.
Yes.
Whatever. Hey, you want to give me some more free stuff? I'll take that.
and that's what I was trying to word was. I'm trying to. I don't even have it fully firm in my mind. So like,
it's hard to come across, and that kind of
because like I joined the military for my college benefits, which I'm using, and if it's possible for someone to join the military for a gender reassignment, then do you. I'm taking advantage of this benefit. You fucking take advantage of that benefit. But you still better fucking meet the standard. Like, and much like we do with people who join the military just for college. Like, oh, I'm going to join the Army, go active duty for 4 years, get my GI Bill, and I'm good. But then they're just terrible fucking soldiers. They have no idea what they're doing. They don't want to be in, and they let you know every second of every day.
Every second.
And you're just like, why are you fucking here? Well, I joined for college. Well, fucking leave, dude. Like
3,074 days to wake up.
Yeah, right? Like, and that's what I'm afraid of is people who are like, I want to transition. Oh, the military pay for my transition. Then they transition, but then they're also shitty soldiers. It's just either way, you're going to get them regardless. So ultimately, like Rigo said, anyone in the military, if you ask them, hey, do you mind if there's a transgender soldier next to you? No.
No one would give a shit. What they would mind
you could
about.
Take a member from Queer Eye and put him next to me in a foxhole, and I'm not going to give a shit. If anything, he's down to cuddle, and he won't make it weird. And it's
guaranteed.
Cold.
Military does have a welfare mindset. It is the biggest socialist structure in the United States.
That doesn't work.
That's not a secret.
No, we've said it before on the show. If you think that socialism is a great construct and you want to see what it's like,
join the military.
Look at the fucking military. Join it. And this is socialism at its best. And it's working because we don't have a fucking choice. Are there things I would change about it? 100%. Were there things that would make it better? Yes. But this is socialism. The military is socialism 100%.
Guaranteed.
Yes.
Rhodes
Me and Rico are making the same amount of money.
And he could be working a 20-hour day.
Leave, and I was working 20-hour days.
He could do a 24-hour day, and I could work for 15 minutes and go home and go get a coffee, and we still get paid the same shit.
Right? It's just, yeah.
That's a solid question. Which
Jonathan,
are we talking old Queer Eye or new?
No,
Queer Eye?
I'm going with new Queer Eye because I don't know the old ones.
I don't know the new one.
So I know. Oh, I love the new one. If I'm going off of like physicality, right, like of a soldier,
there's a waiver for that, Mercedes.
So Andy, if we're going off of like physicality, like soldier capabilities, I'd probably go with Carano. He's physically fit and he's mentally resilient, which is a dude that I want, right? If I just want someone that's
generationally being aged out by Queer Eye right now, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I was there for original Queer Eye.
Here, I'll show you. If I want someone that's going to entertain the shit out of me and be great to talk to, Jonathan. Jonathan all the way. I love Jonathan in the most straight, slightly gay way I can.
Sure.
He's great. Like
solid questions. Andy with the hard-hitting questions. What about
for the cuddling? See, I feel like Caramo would just be solid, weight like a good solid body pillow. Then Jonathan, I feel like he'd be gentler. I feel like he would kind of fully envelop me.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Rhodes' Queer Eye cuddling tips.
If there's one thing anyone would be able to say about me, it is that I am comfortable with my sexuality. And I do not care the fact that I will say I will cuddle with another man for warmth. And that I have.
Oh, we definitely have.
100%. Oh, the things that me and Rico have done intoxicated have been super good. So here I will
what are you pulling up?
Share screen. I'm showing you a picture of the Queer Eye crew.
Okay. Finally. Now I have something to masturbate to.
So this lovely gentleman right here is Carano.
Okay.
Right? They all have their different things within the show, right? They're different specialties. Caramo is the lifestyle coach.
Okay.
So he kind of helps people with mental resilience, turning their life around, being okay with their...
I'm not putting that one up, Ramball.
No, find a better name, Ramball. Caramo's awesome. And then you have Tandy.
Sure.
Yeah, this
guy, he's
British.
Make up names right now. I wouldn't know.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to be wrong.
This is Steve.
Yeah. So I don't know these guys' names. I haven't watched the show in a while. But he's the fashion. Yeah, right. He has his own fashion line. He's also awesome. This right here, Jonathan.
Yep, he's super into camping and marksmanship. Got it.
Jonathan? No. Jonathan is the hairstylist beautician.
Okay.
And this man, or actually he's non-binary, so they will be wearing the highest of heels, a like leather skirt, and a sheer shirt with his Jesus beard, long hair, just rocking it with the most confidence. And their podcast is great. Their podcast is awesome. Very informative. This is the cooking specialist. He kind of does like the household, he don't even look like
he don't look like he eat. Come on now.
He is obscenely fit.
I'm not taking cooking tips from somebody that don't look like they eat anything more than celery.
Oh, he's ripped. The dude is obscenely ripped.
Nope.
And then he is the construction guy. So he's the one that fixes their whole house up.
Okay.
So he's the one that does
look like the construction guy. He looks like
he does the home makeover.
Nailed
all
it,
these
Rambo.
guys.
Nailed
all
it.
these guys are awesome. I love all of them. They're great. So here, look, here's Jonathan. Look at that. I love what he's wearing. It's just the confidence.
In a non-mocking way, coming to a formation near you. I always love it when they show that meme of First Sergeant said you can come to formation of civilians, and there's the dude that comes in like full on like new Metal Gear. This was
the chains and like a trench coat. Oh yeah, so like any of these gentlemen, or people rather. Sorry, I'm aged. Any of these people that would want to join the military, I'd take them.
Why not? It's good.
Yeah.
You want to fight? You want to pull my CQ?
Right?
I'll take anybody in the military that'll pull my CQ.
If you're willing to pull my CQ, I'll fucking sign your waiver right fucking now. Ramball, your first comment and your second comment are the same.
They are, but at least
Your first comment and second comment are the same.
All right. Before we get canceled, much like Gina Carano, which we'll get into later, what's the next executive order?
Yeah, because the one thing anyone could say about us is that we're homophobic.
As I was sucking that dude's dick, he said I was a homophobe.
Oh, yeah. Me, especially, someone who has said to pretty much anyone that I would blow Ryan Reynolds in front of my grandmother. But that's fine.
If they identify as a female, I don't know.
Ooh, that is a good point. With the current guidelines, if you identify as a female, can you grow a beard?
Well, technically, no one can grow a beard right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also a good point.
Yeah.
And I don't think women can have shaving profiles.
I'm sure you could.
Because even if women have facial hair and they grow, they have to shave it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because that's the deal right there. So
next executive order.
Continue on, right?
We're not going through all 40 some of these.
No. Did you want to talk about the trans sports thing? Because as we just talked about how we don't give a shit if trans join the army, let's go on the other hand and actually get canceled by talking about that.
So, okay, real quick, what I'll say about that is one thing is a job, the other is a sport. Now, that is being the pinnacle based on biologically, because that's how they're divided. It's the pinnacle of that specific arena. I think
it's competition, right? You're not competing with anyone in your job. You're competing against yourself. You have your own standard, or not your own standard. You have the military standard that you have to meet. You're competing against yourself.
Yeah.
In sports, you're competing against someone else, which means that if you are unequally biologically, I wouldn't say superior, but better off.
If you're biologically more inclined to lift heavier things and move faster,
then you are pushing someone out that would have a chance without you being there.
And that just like that unfortunately, like females that are excelling at sports, and maybe you're in a situation where this is your ticket out, to get a scholarship and stuff, and all of a sudden some individual that may have been playing on the other side of the field comes over to this side of the field and just takes your shot. That's kind of fucked.
Yeah. And as a father to daughters, I believe that my daughters can do anything. They can accomplish anything. They can do anything in their life. But if there's one thing that I'm never going to bullshit my daughters about, it is the disparaging differences between I'm going to accept the spectrum of gender, right? But the two sexes, male and female. Granted, with me, there is a difference between sex and gender, okay? Don't fucking cancel me because you're going to get pissed off. Ask me a question. If you think that I'm wrong, fucking message me and I'll explain it to you further. But the difference between is that male and females, biologically, males are genetically better at making muscle mass and are, on average, naturally stronger than women. And so, hence why sports are separated. You don't see the WNBA teams playing in the NBA. Like, they may just as skillful, but those, and like track, right? Track 100-meter sprinters are running 9.3 seconds. Olympic females are running like 11/12s. So, like, it's just the difference there. So then you take someone who has that capability in the male, and then you also have females who are in that realm just freakishly, right? You have it in the male realm as well. You have guys like in MMA, Khabib. He is a freak of a person physically, and he's just wrecking people. So you have those top level or even mid-level tier athletes coming over and transitioning. I'm not saying that they're doing it just to win, but they're transitioning over. Unless they're on hormone replacements, which is like in the adult realm, I kind of understand it. For like high school sports, though, I don't. Because if you have a 17-year-old young man who is transitioning over, right, identifies as a female, awesome, great, you do you, I support you. But unless you are under hormone replacement therapy, you have testosterone. And testosterone increases strength.
Valid point. From Rambo.
And let's say like wrestling. I've wrestled some really good female wrestlers, but they were my same weight. But even then, they had to be a little bit heavier, if not bigger than me, because my frame and size had more strength per someone my same frame and size on a female spectrum. So like it's not equal. And you want equality, but then it's but then you also don't want to, then that's discrimination on that person who identifies as a female. So then they should be able to
You're circling back on yourself.
Compete. I know it's a hard conversation to have, because I'm like, they shouldn't, but then also I don't want to be discriminatory and say that they can't, because that is the whole point of them transitioning, because that's what they feel comfortable in. But then if you don't let them compete as females because they're transitioning to females, then you're dead gendering them by making them compete with males, even though they identify as a female. And I think the key difference should be if you're under gender replacement. There was that one young man who was transitioning to female, who was a wrestler in Texas.
Dominating.
And people had a big uproar a few years ago. And the big thing was he was not under gender replacement, but he identified as a female. Or no. Was the other way a female going to male, or it was male to female, and they were making him wrestle? And they wouldn't.
When it comes to the sports argument, the main concern is males going to females. Biological males going to female, transitioning to female.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's really concerned about the female transitioning the male and playing the male sports, because that's and unfortunately biologically, and it's been proven there are differences, and and if
you're a person that says there are no differences, like, oh, it doesn't matter male to female or female to male. Okay, cool. You pick a sport, let's go play it. Like, you might be better at it than me, but someone's like, let's take someone at your level, right? Let's combine the WNBA and the NBA.
Why not? Screw it.
Yeah.
Let's just combine everything.
Yeah, for Olympic wrestling, let's just blend them. Females and males.
Why not?
Let's go for it.
Let's try it for a year.
Yeah. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
There's be a lot of really pissed off and confused feminists. We would be very upset.
All right, we covered the that. What's next?
Yeah, please don't cancel us. I tried to say that as respectful as I can. I always try to be respectful. I'm not trying to down on anyone.
I was hovering on the.
Well, the thing is with a lot of the stuff like that topic, right?
Oh no!
I'm on
reset
both
him. He's
sides
back into it.
Well, I'm on both with many different conversations, because I understand both sides. I'm never just hardcore on one side or the other of most conversations or most topics that are inflammatory. So you were like, oh, he circled back. I always circle back because I always consider the other side's conversation and how they're feeling about it. So then that always conflicts with my thought process. It's the same thing politically. Like, I understand what the other side is meaning by doing what they're doing, but then I have what I believe and what I think, but then I also understand what it's called empathy and compassion, people.
Thank you, Ramball. Thank you. It took me, you'd think something simple shouldn't take, any amount of time. It took me longer than I care to admit. Thank you.
I love it. I think it's great. Did you just Google 1970s game show?
No, it was like I said, we had a conversation offline of all the things that I've spent money on to get into production, and the music was just sitting on my computer. And then, then I found the picture. I had a bunch of technical stuff, which was stupid, but I figured it out, and now it's super easy for the future. But thank you, Ramball.
So continuing on with these, we have a lot of these. Just the wording, of course, is confusing, and it always is. Always is. Andy's a lawyer; he understands. And I mean, if you're in the military, you understand, because reading anything official is confusing as shit. Like, anytime they push a new memo out or a new AR and they're like, hey, read this over. I'm like, I don't understand what the fuck it's saying. Give me bullet points. Give me, hey, NCOs, you can't do this anymore. Check Raj. Like, that's all I'm looking for. Don't give me the fucking legalese with that first lieutenant typed up in the general's office. Like, I don't fucking care. We have protecting the public health and the environment and restoring science to tackle the climate crisis. Now Matt's and Mercedes are gonna argue.
Hopefully. I've been waiting since last week.
Protecting the federal workforce and requiring mask wearing. Basically, it's just saying you have to wear a mask on federal property, which was already a fucking thing.
Yeah, already a thing.
Yep. Revocation of certain executive orders concerning federal regulation. So basically, he just got rid.
You'll never be canceled, Andy.
I rely on you not understanding. Hey, we know you rely on us not understanding. That's why we have to buy an alternate lawyer. Because you write some shit that's confusing and we go, I don't understand this. You know what I have to do? I have to go pay for a lawyer to read this to me like I'm a fucking idiot. Revision of civil immigration enforcement policies and priorities. So a lot of these, the revision, the revocation is pulling Trump's executive orders.
I love the open borders, but let's close the border to Florida.
Oh, have you seen that running around?
Yeah, they want to close the state border of Florida, obviously COVID related. But let's open the border. Let's open our international borders,
the
but
Mexico
close state border.
Open, but Florida too much.
Florida's too much.
You know what? I feel like most of the United States are going to be like, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Hell no, Florida man cannot stand for that.
He'll break down your fucking wall with a raccoon.
He's gonna have to just on a methed up super high. He's gonna have to just become a coyote just to work his way across the border to get to Floribama, and then beat up a cop naked
while holding a Jack in the Box curly fry box.
International borders open. State borders soon to be closed. Next.
Supporting the reopening and continuing operation of schools and early childhood education providers. This is also another one in the past couple of weeks that has been a big controversial conversation, especially in Chicago. I know the teachers union is fucking holding strong with not wanting to do the mask mandate is stupid. We should have got this pot where they are forcing you to wear a mask. I'm going to need you to type grammatically, please.
Are you saying only we shouldn't have gotten to this
and I
portion?
Can't understand? Yeah, I'm dumb, Matt, and not calling you dumb, but I need you to type grammatically. Otherwise, I don't understand what the fuck you're saying. Like the mask mandate, it's not really stupid. It works. Masks work, right? And they came out, and I saw something on the news the other day. The CDC came out saying wearing 2 masks, and people are like, "Oh, what? The other mask is?" No, that's science. Like
triple masks,
right? So like the cloth mask or the medical mask, it's got gaps. So then you wear the cloth mask, and it just creates a better seal. right? Anyone who's ever worn a gas mask understands. If it's too big for your face, you have gaps and shit can come in and shit can go out. That is the problem. So you have a medical mask, it doesn't fit snug to your face but the cloth masks are a little bit more mobile, so it forms better, creates a better seal, and you're better off, right?
Let's just get everybody out there mop level 4.
Right.
Okay, this is what I thought he meant. The mask mandate is stupid because we never should have got to that part.
Yeah, point. That is a good point. Like it should have been handled a long time ago, like some other countries.
Yes, Ramball, we should. Everyone should be mop level 4 for 2 weeks. 2 weeks to flatten the curve and lose all your water weight from being in mop level 4 constantly.
Get your 50 gas masks, right?
Mop level 4, for those just joining us, is a full biohazard suit with gas masks.
If you've ever seen a show about a pandemic and or a virus, and you saw the dude, not in the big yellow one, but you saw the dude in the full cami, like old school BDU hoodie with the gas mask and the gloves and the boots. That's what we wear.
Yeah. Not the boots with the fur.
No, not the boots with the fur. The boots with the rubber.
I'll allow it, Ramball. Definitely. As long as it's 2 masks. As long as it's 2.
Yeah.
3 would be even better. It doesn't even have to be movie quality.
So, yeah, masks are, I agree with them, but, just wear a fucking mask.
Us in the military, we've been wearing masks goddamn constantly whenever we leave our house for fucking months now. It's not hard.
I wear it for 8 to 10 hours a day when I'm in the hospital. I don't get to take it off.
When I flew back from Jordan, I wore a mask for goddamn 48 hours straight while on planes. Right?
Oh my God. And like they just came out with a new guidance throughout the hospital that if I have my office door open, like I can't take my mask off. I have to have my mask on if my office door is open. And so I have been publicly protesting this. I had someone decking like, "Oh, did you read the new thing?" I was like, "No." They're like, "Oh, you have to have your door closed if you have your mask off." I was like,
"Yeah, we've been doing that
I'm in my own office."
No, we've been doing that here too.
No, fuck off.
Why? Your air is escaping your office.
Yeah, and the hot air is escaping these motherfuckers who wrote that. No, you're a goddamn idiot.
Always go full Vader.
Always go full Vader.
Have a drink for the show.
If you go to the bar, you're fine. You don't have to wear a mask because you're drinking. Science.
Maybe full Mando is better.
Yeah. Speaking of full Mando.
Speaking of full Mando.
So let's basically a lot of executive orders. Some of them are good, some of them are not. He's done a lot.
I'm assuming just contextually, a child now has makeup. Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, that's what I felt that happened there as well. I immediately recognized that was a threat from a mother. That was a spousal threat. Like, hey, I gave her makeup, so fuck off.
Good luck for you.
Have fucking fun with that.
Been there, Broseph.
I was there 2 days ago when my daughter found my wife's fucking lip balm on the counter. Oh, of course it is. It's all over. It's going to be on her, the dog. It's everywhere.
If my daughter can't find makeup, she just uses a Sharpie, man. She was walking around here yesterday. I was like, who let this little chola in my house? Because she only did the outline of her lips.
At least she did the outline, though. Like, she's getting there.
Oh, I love it. You got
Cordy and Ray Ray gonna roll the streets. Oh, I love these.
You guys are fun.
Yeah, I love it. I love those two.
You guys want to do a show?
Speaking of our segues, the cancel culture in America is getting intense.
It's like sex.
And I'm not going to say it's one side against the other because they're both fucking doing it, and they both do it all the goddamn time. Both sides are hypocritical. Yes. And I'm not one for 2-party systems, but in this country, there is an obvious 3 groups: Democrats, conservatives, and people who don't give a shit. We're in that group. While these 2 fucking sides are trying to make each other seem evil, we're in the middle, like, you're both dumb.
Yeah, everybody's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah. You're both wrong. Like you're saying he did that, but you did that to him last week. Like, it doesn't make sense. But as of recently, with the Mandalorian segue, Gina Carano,
yes,
who is great in the Mandalorian. I loved it when I saw her in there. I loved her in Deadpool. I've loved her in the other things she's in. I like it because she is a real martial artist and she's doing fight scenes and she's doing them well. And that's what I hate it when they take actors and actresses that don't know how to fight and don't know what they're doing. And they're just like, oh, here's this little quick 5-minute tutorial on how to throw a punch weird. Like, she's great. And she plays her characters, her stone-faced characters very well. I'm gonna let Rico explain this. He's our resident nerd.
I don't think there's anything nerdy to explain it. Me personally, my thoughts on Gina Carano in that part. She's wooden. It could basically be anybody, but she started the show as this character, and then she got canceled for saying what I don't know. She said a couple things. The first one that she almost got canceled for was it was a gender discussion on Twitter or Instagram, and she said something that offended that group. And
was that the first one? I only heard I only saw the Jew one.
Yeah. No, the first one was definitely a gender thing.
And then she did a voter one.
She's a conservative.
She tweeted saying we need to clean up the election process so we're not left feeling the way that we do today. Put laws in place to protect us against voter fraud. Investigate every state, film the counting, flush out the fake votes. Yeah. And for this two parties has been forged over decades of brainwashing by media, just echo chambers and hate, almost like the people in power want us to fight each other. So we were too distracted to notice them fucking us over.
Very accurate. Very accurate.
Yeah.
Like we started in formation the extremist thing, and it's like,
you guys started that?
We started it, and
it hasn't reached us yet.
I'm thinking to myself, soldiers, regardless of branch, you've been programmed to maintain your country. Just because you get out, if you see an imminent threat, I could see why these people are taking the actions that they do, whether you agree with them or not. I'm not saying the show agrees with them, but they are fulfilling their oath in their head. So I see where some of these people are coming from.
Well, I mean, it's simple logic. You have these guys that were trained through how many years that they were in to follow orders and to follow orders from who? The president, right?
Yeah.
And then they're being fed the echo chambers of a congressman and the president and everyone else saying that the election was fake. So if you think that your government and your country is being taken over by a radical group, what are you going to do? You're gonna
do what you've been programmed to do.
Yeah. What if in 2024 we get a guy and we vote him in? We thought he was great, and then literally right after the inauguration,
he does 40-something executive orders.
Big Nazi flags drop from the fucking White House, and all of a sudden he's like, "Ha, you elected me in. Joke's on you, Hydra." Right?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Like, hail Hydra. All of a sudden, you would have all these veterans being like, "Oh shit, he lied to us. You know what? Game recognizes game, respect, but we're going to kill you now." And that's exactly what's going to happen. So
what's an MT argument?
Mount argument. It's right next to Mount I don't give a shit.
Okay. I've never climbed Mount Argument before.
Well, no. We've climbed Mount Argument. We just never get to the top because our wives are usually at the top throwing shit.
Mine.
Yeah, you've never peaked Mount Argument. I'm on Mount Argument all the time. I just never peak it. I never reached the summit of Mount Argument. Is Mercedes high?
I don't know what she's doing.
Matt, I need a sit rep on Mercedes. Is she high as shit right now?
I like the time machine thing. I don't know. But then you have branching paths. Do we have the butterfly effect? We don't know where we're going with time travel if we go back and change some things.
I want to do an episode on alternate realities because I think that would be fun. The Valley of Disappointment.
I've definitely spent a lot of time in the Valley of Disappointment.
I live there.
You want me to? I'll put that comment up, Matt. All right.
Yeah, it's good. But so Gina Carano, she posted that, and then I can't find the transgender tweet.
Yeah,
but the big one that got her the final straw because she was posting these things on Twitter, and apparently she was having some issues because of these with Disney, and they were just trying to find a reason to pretty much fire her.
Andy called dibs on alternate realities. We'll let you know when that one comes up, Andy.
I got you, buddy. And so then she posted this. Actually, I'll just show it.
Okay.
Here we go. So very powerful picture photo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by the children. Little small undernote, right? This is not my view. This is not my post. I'm reading hers. And
also for context, I'm like following the chat at the same time this very important picture is up. I'm not laughing at the picture. I'm just following the chat.
Yeah. So not by the Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children. Because history is edited, most people today don't realize that they get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews. The government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? Now, she was fired because it was anti-Semitic. How was this anti-Semitic? It was nothing against the Jewish people, the Jewish culture. If anything, it was in compassion with them.
If anything,
it was empathetic.
If they'd have pulled Walt Disney out of the freeze chamber he's in, he'd been fine with that coming.
He was kind of anti-Semitic.
No, I don't find anything anti-Semitic about this whatsoever.
No, it was factual.
Yeah.
It was just factual. Like and this is exactly what happened, because this is how you do a country overthrow. Hitler was great at that. He was a terrible person, but the one thing he was good at was a speaker. He was a good speaker, and he could rally people behind him.
Mm.
And one of the best speakers and promoters was Hitler. That's what he did, and he did it well. And he got the people to come behind him and behind the purpose of going against the Jewish people. And then that's how you get
allegedly, Andy. Allegedly. We don't want to get sued.
What was kind of
have a drink.
Hey, you don't go after the mouse, Andy. We don't have
the house and mouse will wreck your shit.
Yeah, we don't have that power here.
I'm trying to get in the MCU one day. I just need them to make a fat Puerto Rican character.
We'll get there. Well, actually, no, they already have him. Spider-Man's friend in Homecoming.
Yeah, no, he's a side character. There is no representation for Hispanic superheroes. Barely any.
I thought you were about to say there's no representation for fat Puerto Ricans.
Also.
I would say there's no representation for bald white guys.
There's plenty.
Yeah.
Statham, Willis, other dudes.
I was going to say in Marvel and comics, but literally every other supervillain is bald and white. And they'll mix it up and be like, oh, now he's black and bald. It's the same dude. Different powers. Same powers, actually. But yeah, so I don't actually find anything wrong with it. I don't think she should have been canceled for this. If she was going to be canceled for something, Andy did point out that, or no, Ramball pointed out that the transgender comment was that she said her pronouns were bit, bop, boop.
Yes.
I can see how that's offensive, right? She's diminishing the fact of identifying with something. Is what she's doing. I can find how that can be offensive.
Who's black? You are.
You, my very small friend. You are.
What?
Who, Gina Carano?
Why do you hate Gina Carano? What did she say that was so offensive? It's you just like her a lot.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Just out of the gates. Random just jumped in for 5 seconds and just be like, fuck that bitch. And out.
All right, let's pull that picture down before we get canceled even further. We're getting canceled a lot today.
You know what? Fuck it. This is the cancel cast.
Welcome to
Randolph.
the unemployed and the cancel.
Yeah, Randolph. We know that you're petty. We're just confused as to what you're being petty about. You do petty in almost an endearing way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's so petty.
Yeah, I like your petty. It's like, I'm okay with it. Like I'm almost rooting for you being petty against me. Like I'm okay with it.
Finally,
But
my dog found a place to sit.
Yeah, only took an hour.
8 hours.
Figured it out. She's still looking out the window like, I'm gonna fuck whatever that is up.
Meanwhile, the other one is just like, you can barely see him. There he goes.
Just staring at the door.
Just staring at the door. Let me out of here.
Yeah. So with this, I wanted to take this and kind of go into the fact of cancel culture. So how do you guys feel who are watching it? Cancel culture is getting a little fucking intense.
Oh, get it?
Just,
it's been intense.
Just a wee bit. As I said in the description, just a wee bit. Randolph just tells you they can't push as much weight as roots. You know, it's always been an issue with me and Randy. He's just been jealous. He's always just been envious of my physique and my build, my power, really.
The camera makes Rhodes look very skinny and wavy.
Yeah. Your camera adds 10 pounds. Mine cuts 50. I'm actually 230 right now.
Solid muscle.
Solid muscle. Just solid. The camera minimizes my traps. My traps touch my ears. Yeah.
It's a special filter.
Yep. It's called malnutrition. It's called malnourishment and cancer. Takes
Welcome
your hair
to the
away.
Cancer Cast.
This is my
cancer's
my
not funny, by
filter.
the way. We take cancer very seriously.
It's not. This is my special filter called the Dallas Buyers Club. This is my Matthew McConaughey filter.
All right, cancel culture.
Did that die all of a sudden? Did that die? Oh, that was a bad. Did that just fall flat? The Dallas Buyers Club reference with Matthew McConaughey? Okay. That's fine. What, Philadelphia? Is that a better skinny AIDS person reference?
Just blame it on me. I'm really good at taking the blame for stuff.
Sorry to my wife. Rigo is a solid blamer.
I'm a solid blame taker. I just let it roll off me.
You know what? You know why you just let them roll off you? It's really easy when you didn't do it.
Just, I'm sorry for that thing that happened, even though it had nothing to do with me. You're right. Roger.
Roger. But cancel culture is getting it's getting intense, people. You're all just you're getting a little much. Like I said, unless
these guys don't care.
Oh yeah, you guys are fun. None of these people give a shit. But if you're not a part of the underqualified crew of misfits, calm the fuck down. Just calm the fuck down.
Okay. People can say things that you don't like. You don't have to try to ruin their life about it.
Well, I was listening to Joe Rogan podcast, one of my favorite ones to listen to, even though he's not as great as us, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I just like to see the little guy try. All right, I just like to see him. He's getting better and better as he goes.
He really needs to step up his production value. He doesn't have cutaways like we do now.
Yeah, he's getting there. He'll get there slowly but surely. But he was talking to another comedian, I believe, and podcaster, and they were talking about why a lot of people are so quick to jump on someone and be these social justice warriors. And it's because they don't have anything to make themselves feel better than other people. And then now it's the thing, you have these white savior justice warriors that do it for racial and things that they're not trans, they're not gay, they're not of any other color but snowman. And they feel like they have to, let you know why you're being racist or bigoted or hateful, even though you're not, because it makes them feel better. They finally have a high ground of being better than you. And they're going to try to push that on you. And so that's the cancel culture. Something happens and immediately someone like, fuck this person. You don't even know the context. You don't know what led to them to say this or what they really mean. Rather than sitting down and be like, hey, what did you mean by this? You just immediately go, fuck this person's career and everything that they did. And, sometimes people may or may not deserve it. But it's like with the Johnny Depp thing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's like, cancel Johnny Depp because he's a womanizer and abuser. And then, came out that he's been the one getting the shit kicked out of him for years.
Tried to cut off his damn finger.
Right. And now they're like, cancel her. And she's
not getting canceled, though.
No, she's not. But
Warner Brothers like afraid to fire her.
But didn't he get fired, though, from a show because they were all about canceling him?
I mean, so, yeah, he got removed from Pirates of the Caribbean. It's kind of not a big loss. I think he's that role. He's gotten as much as he could out of it. He got pulled out of the Harry Potter spinoff, the Notorious Beasts or something. Notorious Beasts. Notorious Beasts. I don't really love those movies either, but hey, people enjoy him in there. That's fine. So he shouldn't be fired for being a victim. And I think prior to this,
even if, let's say, he wasn't the victim, it wasn't proven. Like, that's what gets me. This is America. You're innocent until proven guilty. And Andy, correct me if I'm wrong.
Let's talk to the Uno lawyer.
Yeah, right. That's how the law fucking works.
You're on retainer now.
Yeah. And if in fact it came out that Johnny Depp was, that they have proof, video of him beating the shit out of her, then yes, cancel him. Like, well, ultimately, like, he should go to jail.
Bad things.
Yeah, regardless of work, you go to jail and you get a felony for assault.
If I try to cut somebody's finger off, I go to jail. She tried to cut this dude's finger off and nothing happened.
Yeah. And it's probably because he doesn't have like hard proof, because most people who are abused don't hold on to the proof. The proof is as it's happening. And then after time goes, there's no proof anymore besides word. He said versus she said. But everyone was all about, and there was a small movement there for a while of canceling Amber Heard.
You see it? I mean, at least, the Google and Facebook algorithm are fucking Randy.
The snowflake. You know
ain't nobody gonna come fight your big ass.
Yeah. You know what?
They're gonna be mad at you from across the street.
Yeah. If you want to go cancel someone, go cancel Randy. He is the biggest racist, bigoted, homophobic, transphobic person I know. And he's kind of a pansy. You could probably overpower him easily. Go find him.
For the record, that was all satire. None of those things are true.
Randy,
good guy.
Very large. Very scary. All right, and we're back. I've just had a discussion with HR. I'm good now. Hey, he didn't combat it into all facts. I'm a bitch. But so that is one of the more prominent cancel culture examples that I can come up with. Yeah. I don't know. How did it even come out that he was the abuser? Was it her saying that,
it
or
it was her?
Yeah. So they immediately jumped on that, like, "Fuck Johnny Depp. He's a piece of shit." And I'm like, okay, if he is good, like, yeah, cancel him. Like, he should be a prominent figure. But if not, how about we don't fuck with this man's livelihood?
Nope, he's done.
Out of hearsay, and then all of a sudden it comes out that it's her. But oh no, we can't. We can't touch.
Maybe we'll get lucky and Jonah Hill will make a 23 Jump Street, and then Johnny Depp will be back. Oh no, he died in the first one. Spoilers.
Or did he?
Or did he?
Or did he?
They never showed.
He's the true villain in 23 Jump Street. But yeah, I mean, it's this cancel culture is quick. And it's not even just a generational thing. Like, people were saying that it was the younger generation Z that was the problem, or it was the millennials that is the problem. You have it all over now. Like, it might have started in like one of these small little sects of generations, But it's all over because you take cancel culture and you put it over to the Karens who are calling the cops on dumb shit. Like that is a part of the cancel culture. They're trying to feel like they're better than someone else by asserting whatever dominance they feel like they have.
Check this out. Are you ready? So like when something like this happens, like it starts and it's a groundswell. You see it, Twitter starts trending and it just like sets hard and firm, a lot like Gorilla Glue.
Fantastic.
Rico's transitions.
Fucking great. So Rico, take the wheel. What is the interesting fact of Gorilla Glue? I love it. It works well. I use a lot of my daughter's toys.
Yep. But not in her hair, right? No.
Well, no, because that would be super fucking dumb.
Yeah, because you like when you found your Gorilla Glue, was it in the cosmetics aisle or the hair?
No.
aisle?
It was right next to like the hardware.
With the other
Like,
adhesives.
yeah, like build stuff. It was next to the duct tape and the other glues and super glues because it's a glue. I put shit together that I don't want to ever come apart.
Ever.
Sometimes I use it to like reconstitute some shit. My big ass water bottle I have right here, it sprung a little leak. What did I do? I put Gorilla Glue on it, just a little dot, let it dry. No leaking anymore because that's how it's formed. Yeah,
it doesn't say non-toxic on there anymore. You're just as bad as Gorilla Glue girl, but now you're getting glued from the inside.
I feel like I have a higher ground of intelligence than right here.
So it's like, this individual, she runs out of hair product, got to be glued. Back when I had hair, at some point I used got to be glued.
I used it.
Everyone has probably used got to be glued or some variation of it.
Back when I had hair.
Back when I had hair. Before the big C. Again, cancer's not funny. We're just doing a joke for effect.
Again, don't laugh at cancer. We're gonna have to like donate to fucking Pink Ribbon something. Like I'm gonna have to go on a cancer walk, which I've gone on and I've done. Fuck off.
We're with you.
Can't laugh at the dark stuff, people. You can't laugh at anything. So
we're with you on the Stupid Lawsuits episode, and this most recent one is potentially the most dumb one I've seen in media in a long time. Yeah, she used it. Her he does have the high ground. Damn it. So yeah, she runs out of the got to be glued. She sees Gorilla Glue. Allegedly, she gives it a shot. Her hair is basically stuck for like 2 weeks or something like that.
I mean, look at this in the top part, right? Like over here, slick. Like it
looked good.
Slick. It looked good. That shit ain't moving.
Gorilla Glue should make a separate division with less hold, perhaps. Just
but also, so
because it looked good.
Here, I've never seen it come in this spray adhesive. I've only ever seen it in the bottles.
Hold
right?
on, let me,
I've never seen.
I'm gonna mute myself and
Did
get
you
the
yell at the dogs? So I've never seen it in the spray adhesive cans, which I understand how it could be confusing to just look at the can and be like, oh, this could potentially be for hair. Except for the fact that it says Gorilla Glue, spray adhesive, heavy duty, and then has the shit that you can do with it on there. As an example, like I've seen it in this, right? In this form. I've never seen it in this. So I understand how you could be confused. This looks like a hair can. Well, no, at first glance, like that looks like it could be hairspray until you read it like a normal fucking person and then realize, oh, that's not right.
But she knew it was Gorilla Glue. I don't know.
Did she admit that she knew it was?
Yeah, that was very early on. She admitted that she knew it was Gorilla Glue. She just used it.
It was not for your hair.
Yeah, well, I guess, whatever. But either way, it eventually led to her attempting to sue. She had to GoFundMe.
Attempting to sue what?
I don't know. She's trying to sue Gorilla Glue. It's misleading the product.
Nowhere on there does it say for your fucking hair.
Still misleading. It doesn't say not for your hair.
You're correct. It's just like with hot coffee. It didn't say don't fucking spill this on your crotch.
Don't spill this on your lap.
So this is what happened. Like her whole hair had to come off.
Right? Andy gets it. It obviously doesn't say not
This
for
is the
hair.
lawyer. This is the lawyer. This is literally what they do. They're standing there, and the defense attorney is like, "We got this, right? Your Honor, Gorilla Glue doesn't say it's for your hair." And then Andy stands up and goes, "Objection. It doesn't say it's not for the hair. I rest," and sits the fuck down, high fives himself, lights up a cigarette like it's after sex.
I'm looking forward to the Andy episode where he comes on and we talk lawsuits and alternate realities.
Yeah, so I remember when I was a kid and I asked my mom, like she was getting her coffee, and I was like, "Mom, why is it on the lid? Does it say could be hot, like don't spill on yourself?" And she's like, "Because people are fucking stupid." It's like, because if it didn't say that, a lady sued them for it. And I was like, okay.
Damn, he's right. High fiving
Yeah, it's called self-clapping. Clap hands. Don't use Gorilla Glue on your baby wipes to wipe your butt.
Yeah, no.
Well, actually, that's a cheat hat, because if you use Gorilla Glue on your baby wipes when you wipe your ass, you will no longer need to use baby wipes for a very long time.
Because you're Gorilla Gluing
your ass cheeks together. But minor that's beyond the point. Okay, the point is that you won't need baby wipes anymore. You no longer have an asshole. But yeah, that is. Oh, that is so stupid. That is
She's
so
suing,
stupid.
And there was a GoFundMe or whatever to pay for her hospital procedure that she ended up getting for free. And
how'd she get it for free? Because of the GoFundMe, or
no, either the hospital
or did Gorilla Glue pay for it?
I mean, might as well. They got so much advertising that is worth every penny for them to pay for it. I don't know who paid for it, but either way, all the money she got through the GoFundMe was no longer needed for the procedure.
So what I would love to do, right? So here's an idea that I just had. I want to create a marketing company.
Okay.
Called Petty Marketing. Uh-huh. Where all we do is we take companies with bad publicity, and then we make a product for them.
Something real stupid.
Straight petty, right? Just straight petty, like this. If I was Gorilla Glue, I would now make a line of hair products. Immediately. And like, they're actually meant for the hair. It's not just rebranded, right?
Given the world we live in, they probably saw all that Twisted Tea the Twisted Tea free advertising, and they probably paid her to do this shit. Like, low key, you do this, and we'll set you up for life. You'll be an internet celebrity for a while. You might be a meme, so you'll go on forever. And they just wanted some of that Twisted Tea money.
You're right. But I would love to do it. Like, if I was their marketing team, I would tell them, hey, we have to make a got to be glued Gorilla Glue, like a hair product line now. Like that's what we really need to do. With anything, right? If I was a Twisted Tea, I would capitalize on that, and I would start making Twisted Tea punching gloves. All right, boxing gloves and punching bags. Maybe even a Twisted Tea nightstick baton, like collapsible, like self-defense Twisted Tea line.
There you go. Ramball solved it. Gorilla Glue.
Hair.
You pay this guy some money. He knows.
So, just trying to read about how this lawsuit is going. Right. It currently has 3.4 million views as 2 days ago on Instagram. Plastic surgeon Dr. Michael Obang offered to help Brown get the glue out of her hair for free. So this man did it pro bono.
Yeah.
A procedure that typically costs about $12,500.
I'd buy those. The nunchucks that have the T as the handle.
Right? That'd be dope. On Thursday morning, a video was released by TMZ of Brown completing the first day of what's expected is a 3-day procedure to free her hair follicles. It was also reported by TMZ that Brown had sought out legal advice around possibly suing the company.
Mm-hmm.
It's misleading because it says do not use on eyes, skin, or clothing with no mention of hair. So she used it, right? She used it, and then she's like, "Oh fuck, I'm an idiot." Like, but then one of her family members was like, "You could sue for that shit," and she's like, "No, because obviously it's not for the hair." And they're gonna be like, "Does it say it's not for hair?" And she's gonna be like, "No, it just said skin and eyes." And gonna be like, "Boom, done." That's how that happened. That's how she's now suing because one of her dumb fucking family members was like, "Yep."
I use all the time. Look at this.
Yep. Brown denied claims that she was considering litigation against Gorilla Glue.
Dude.
With an Entertainment Tonight interview. Insider spoke with 3 personal injury attorneys on whether or not Brown had a case. 2 attorneys told Insider she has enough evidence to bring the case before a judge, while one attorney said they would advise against it. Andy, what would you say? Do you think she has a case, Andy?
She gonna get some
Our
money.
Uno lawyer. If Brown were to pursue a legal case against Gorilla Glue, 2 of the lawyers that Insider spoke with said she would base the case around the bottle's warning label.
Mm.
It's just like Tide Pods. Like, it didn't say don't fucking eat them.
Do not ingest.
Yeah.
Do not put Gorilla Glue on anything attached to your body. Your body, anything attached to your body.
It's their bottle looks like it contains suntan lotion. The logo seems playful, and the bottle's bright orange color is inviting.
It is. It's an inviting color.
He also pointed out that in Louisiana, where Brown is from, the state follows what's called a pure comparative fault rule. In some states, Mandel says you have to show that the other person who hurt you or company was at least 50% at fault to get money. In Louisiana, you don't have to show that at all. So you don't even have to show that they're really at fault in Louisiana.
Mm.
About warning labels law to know. Is there a whole thing of warning labels law? Is that a whole fucking... Did you miss that class? Was that an elective that you didn't take?
Talking to me? Sorry, I got a message.
No, I'm talking to Andy.
Okay.
Warning labels law, was that like an elective, like, that was law 302? He decided to take 303, which was, fucking sports lawsuits or something.
I'll take sports medicine and what you call it, and label law for 1,000 Alex.
Can I get a Gorilla Glue lawsuit laws? So it's an interesting time. We got people suing things because of their own stupidity.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's called torts, which is also a very delicious Spanish meal.
Tortas.
Same. I know what I said. I said what I said.
Now I feel discriminated against, and you'll be canceled. That was just a joke. I will not cancel Rhodes. We are
can't be canceled. My grandfather's Cuban. I speak Spanish. What do you want?
Works for me.
You want me, bitches? That's how it works. Yeah. If I call Native Americans Indians, but then I have proof that I'm Native American, you can't fucking cancel me. What do you want? Like Morgan Wallen's going to come out with a 23andMe that says like he's like 4% black, and it's all going to be forgiven.
No, he's not. It's what he did was stupid, and he at least released his own thing where he appreciates the support of his fans because his records have been selling. He's asking them not to defend him, that he did something stupid, and he'll deal with the consequences.
He's owning up to it.
And I don't got a horse in the race on the Morgan Wallen thing, but at least he's not fucking going full on.
Like, he didn't go.
I did something stupid, so I'm gonna do more stupid things. At least he's. You
mean like some of the conservative supporters that he has are like, "Fucking, he said it. We should all be able to say it." Morgan Wallen, grow the mullet.
No, it's in your contract. You cannot sue the army for any reason.
Is 100% in the contract. I remember them explaining that to me after I signed. They're like, okay, now that you signed, by the way, desertion still a thing punishable by law and death, so we can kill you. Also, you can't sue the army for anything. And I'm like,
For any reason.
why wasn't that in the pre-brief?
You can't sue the military, and as a military service member, and also don't invent anything while you're in the military because they will take that shit from you.
Even if it doesn't have anything to do with the military, right? You could invent something that has no military use whatsoever. It's theirs now.
What if they take our show? Fuck you.
Good luck.
That's
Probably have better luck than us. Yeah. Basically, the U.S. government with inventions is pretty much like Edison. Only invented 4 things of his own and uses the inventions of everyone else. Tesla, forever.
I love how Tesla got his shit stolen, and then years later, just someone else used his name for a car company.
It became famous. Like his shit got stolen and dug down, and then they're like, "Hey, what are we gonna do? Take his name and make money."
Just rolling over, creating static electricity in his grave.
Do they at least use alternate currents in their car? Because how shitty would it be if they used Tesla as name, but then used DC versus AC? That would be a dick move. Like he's up in heaven, like, you're not even going to use my invention?
Sorry, we can't have vehicles going down the roads with giant Tesla coils.
That's not how AC works, I think. I don't know.
That said,
I'm not an electricity doctor, but yes,
we covered executive orders. We covered cancel culture and Gorilla Glue. I think we've hit all of our points today.
Yeah, it was so basically the overall thing of this is executive orders. It's it's going to happen. Every president, if it's a different party than the other one, they're going to come in and try to reverse everything. And do their own shit, right? He's had a lot. I think he did more in the first month than Obama ever did.
Like the past 5 presidents. And also, this is coming from a guy who said executive orders were tyrannical. And then he's done the most executive orders in a short time period.
Yes.
We're not circling back. It's just pointing out the stupidity of it all.
Yeah. But I mean, and sometimes they can be good. If let's say you're a Democratic president and the House and the Senate is Republican, and you're trying to pass something that's really good for the people, but they keep stonewalling it. Executive order, right? It can be good.
The Genosians and the Geonosians of the Dantooines, they don't agree, and then Palpatine has to take over.
And there you go, a fucking 900-year-old man with lightning powers.
I am the Senate.
And then cancel culture. Basically, everyone. Stop being such fucking cocks.
Or whatever gender appropriate phallus you want to be.
No, stop being a cock. And by the way, if it's a gender phallus, it's a penis. Human organ. That's fine.
Whatever works for you. You are a precious individual.
Yeah. No, because I would never diminish the vagina. That's fine. Like, I hate when people are like, "Oh, you're being a pussy." No, you're being a fucking nutsack.
You know what I saw on Facebook earlier? I don't know who posted it, but somebody was selling a gender-neutral dildo.
What was it? Flat?
Huh? No,
was it flat? Was it just
a dildo,
a phone?
But it was
just a flat block.
It was a full-on dildo, but it was gender neutral. Anyone could use it. That was the hard point of the sale.
Anyone can use any dildo.
But this person made it a point.
If you have a hole and you have a cylindrical point, not even cylindrical, you have a lengthy object.
That's better, Ramball. Everybody's got a taint and it's probably sweaty.
Yeah. Like a gender neutral. Oh, that might be the dumbest shit that we've said on this entire show. Gender neutral
dildo.
Anyone can use a dildo, and anyone can use a dildo on them and or anyone else.
That's what makes it gender neutral.
I think that's implied regardless, having the fact that you have people who receive and take on all sides of the spectrum of gender and sex.
Implication does not outrightly mean direction. Gorilla Glue says nothing about specifically not using hair.
You know what? I want to talk to someone who bought this dildo specifically because it said gender neutral. They're like, I like it because it says gender neutral, which means that it is for the people. It is an ally, not an adversary, and that's why I like the brand. I'd be like, I can make you I have a gender neutral penis.
This is stupid. So imagine you're hosting an orgy. Not only do you have to say the food is organic, but you have to say all the sex toys are gender neutral.
And by the way, guys, my anus, gender neutral. Anyone can use it.
It's all organic. It's all gender neutral. It is vegan and gluten free, Andy.
Well, it's not vegan.
And that is the highlight of our show. Rhodes, take us home.
Basically, stop being a fucking douche, people. That is the overall that is the whole show that we have done from episode 1 to today, episode 42. Don't be a fucking douche. That is basically our entire point in this show. Have compassion, have understanding, try to understand the other side, but be passionate about your own side, because what's important to you is important, but don't diminish what's important to other people to prop what's important to you higher. Fucking love one another and hate the one who doesn't love everyone else. That's what you should do.
Stop being a gender neutral dildo.
That is it. Stop being a gender neutral dildo. You fucking dildos. From myself
and me,
Enrico, don't be a gender neutral dildo. Have a good fucking day. Love each other. Peace.